Chapter 5. Pressure Points. The phone vibrated against the nightstand just after midnight. Evelyn was asleep. Deeply asleep, the kind she hadn't known in years when muscle memory snapped her awake. Her heart was already racing as she grabbed the phone. "Dr. Carter." "Sorry to wake you," Marcus said. "We've got a situation." She was sitting up before he finished. "What's happening?" "Mrs. Hensley. Chest pain. Shortness of breath. Her husband drove her in. They're here now." "I'm on my way." She dressed quickly, hands steady, movements precise. This wasn't the ER, she reminded herself as she hurried downstairs. But the habits were still there, coiled and ready. The clinic lights cut sharp against the darkness. Marcus met her at the door, already moving with purpose. "She's stable," he said. "Vitals aren't great, but she's not crashing." "Let's keep it that way." Mrs. Hensley lay pale and frightened on the exam table, her breathing shallow. Her husband hovered nearby, eyes wide with fear. "I'm Dr. Carter," Evelyn said calmly, meeting Mrs. Hensley's gaze. "You're not alone. We're going to take care of you." She moved through the exam with practiced efficiency. Oxygen, EKG, medication. Every decision clear, every motion grounded. The monitor beeped steadily, the sound oddly soothing. "This isn't an ER," Marcus said quietly at one point. "Ambulance is en route." "I know," Evelyn replied. "We buy time." And she did. When the paramedics arrived, Mrs. Hensley was stable enough for transport. As they wheeled her out, her husband grasped Evelyn's hands. "Thank you," he said hoarsely. "You didn't panic." Evelyn swallowed. Neither did she. When the doors closed and the sirens faded, the clinic fell quiet again. Marcus exhaled slowly. "You okay?" She nodded. "Yeah." But her hands were shaking, not from fear, but from recognition. She hadn't missed the chaos. She'd missed being needed. The realization unsettled her more than the emergency itself. She stepped outside to cool air and darkness, and found Luke standing near the steps, jacket pulled on over sleep-rumpled clothes. "I heard the siren," he said softly. "Marcus called." "I'm sorry," she said. "I didn't mean to wake." "I'm glad you did." They stood in silence, the clinic humming behind them. "You handled that well," Luke said. "It was familiar," she admitted. "That's what worried me," he replied gently. She stiffened. "I didn't fall apart." "I didn't say you did." He paused. "Familiarity can comfort us. It can also pull us back into places we didn't mean to return to." She looked away. "Do you think I should be rattled?" "I think you're human." The honesty disarmed her. "Do you miss it?" he asked. "The ER, the rush, the certainty of being essential." "I don't know," she said at last. Luke nodded, accepting the answer she could give. "I'll walk you back upstairs," he said. "Adrenaline has a way of lying about how tired we are." At the top of the stairs, she paused. "Thank you." "For showing up?" he asked. "For not asking anything of me," she said. He smiled faintly. "That's the only way I know how." Caleb missed his appointment the next afternoon. Evelyn noticed immediately. "He's never late," Carla said quietly. "If he's not here by now, something's wrong." By mid-afternoon, Evelyn's unease had sharpened into certainty. Panic didn't keep schedules. She found Luke in his office at the church. "Caleb didn't show," she said. "I think something's wrong." Luke was already grabbing his keys. "Let's go." They drove to Caleb's house together. The front door was cracked open, the porch light still on despite the daylight. Inside, they found him curled on the couch, shaking, breath coming too fast, eyes glassy with fear. "I tried," he gasped. "I tried the breathing. It didn't work." Evelyn knelt beside him at once. "It's okay. Look at me." You're safe. She guided him. Slow breaths, grounding, naming objects in the room. Luke stayed close, steady and silent, a calm anchor. Gradually, Caleb's breathing slowed. His shoulders sagged. "I'm sorry," he whispered. "I messed up." "You didn't," Evelyn said firmly. "You practiced. That matters." Luke crouched beside them. "You're not alone." Caleb looked between them. "You're both here." "Yes," Evelyn said softly. "We are." Later, as they stepped back outside, Luke broke the silence. "You didn't fix him," he said. "I know." "You stayed," he continued. "That's what he needed." The words lodged deep, unsettling, and true. That night, sleep wouldn't come. The emergency. Caleb's fear. Luke's steady presence. They collided inside her, loosening something she'd held tightly closed. She stood at the counter, staring at the Bible. This time, she opened it deliberately. Her eyes fell on a verse without searching. "My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness." She let out a soft, humorless laugh. "That feels unfair." Weakness had never been safe. Control had been. She closed the book but didn't put it away. Instead, she sat at the table, head in her hands. "I don't know how to stay," she whispered. "I don't know how to do this without breaking." The quiet did not answer, but it didn't feel empty either. By morning, she had made a decision. Not a promise. Not a forever. A step. She found Miriam pouring coffee in the break room. "I'm extending my contract," Evelyn said before doubt could catch her. "Another 3 months." Miriam smiled, unsurprised. "I'm glad." "I'm not committing to anything permanent," Evelyn added quickly. "No one asked you to," Miriam replied. Later, Luke stopped by the clinic. Evelyn met him in the hallway. "I extended my stay," she said. Something warmed in his expression. Not triumph, not relief. Presence. "I'm glad," he said. "So am I," she admitted, and terrified. Both can be true. As he turned to leave, she stopped him. "If I leave again someday, I don't want you to be disappointed." Luke met her gaze steadily. "I won't be. I'll be grateful for the time you stayed." That night, Evelyn stood at her office window, watching Harmony settle into evening. She hadn't chosen certainty. She hadn't chosen peace. She'd chosen presence. For now, that was enough. Chapter 6. The Space Between. The first thing Evelyn noticed was that Luke had started calling her Evelyn in public. Not deliberately, not ceremoniously, just naturally. At the clinic, in the diner, on the sidewalk when their paths crossed. The shift was subtle enough that no one commented on it, but she felt it every time, a small awareness blooming just beneath her ribs. "Morning, Evelyn," Luke said one Tuesday as he stepped into the clinic, Noah trailing behind him with a stack of library books hugged to his chest. Her pulse answered before she could stop it. "Morning." Luke glanced around the waiting room. "Busy?" "Always," she said. Then, after a beat, "But manageable." "That's Harmony," he replied. "Manageable." Noah wandered toward the children's book basket, flipping through titles with solemn concentration. Luke lowered his voice. "Caleb's mom said he slept through the night yesterday." Evelyn nodded. "He's still anxious, but he's learning how to ride the wave instead of fighting it." Luke smiled softly. "That sounds like something you learned the hard way." She hesitated. Maybe. For a moment, neither of them moved. The space between them felt charged. Not awkward, just alert. Like both of them were standing on the edge of something they hadn't agreed to name. Noah looked up. "Dad, are you flirting?" Evelyn inhaled sharply. Luke blinked. "Noah, What? Noah said. You smile differently. Heat rushed to Evelyn's face. I, uh, I should check a chart. Luke cleared his throat. We should go. As they turned toward the door, Luke caught her eye. His expression held apology and quiet amusement. The door closed behind them, leaving Evelyn gripping the counter, heart pounding. This was dangerous ground, and she was already standing too close to it. That evening, Evelyn found Luke sitting alone on the church steps. She nearly kept walking. Instead, she stopped. Long day? She asked. Luke looked up, surprised, then smiled. That obvious? She sat beside him, careful to leave space between them. The hills glowed in the last light of day, the sky streaked with amber and violet. I used to think rest meant stopping, Luke said after a while. Turns out sometimes it means letting someone sit beside you without needing to fill the quiet. Evelyn considered that. I don't know how to do that very well. Most people don't, he said. They just practice without realizing it. The church behind them was dark now, doors closed. The town murmured softly around them. Voices drifting, a dog barking somewhere down the street. This place is changing you, Luke said gently. She stiffened. I'm not sure that's good. It doesn't have to be good yet, he replied. Just honest. She glanced at him. And you? Does harmony change you? Every day, he said. Pastors aren't immune to wear. That surprised her. You seem steady. He smiled faintly. Steady doesn't mean untouched. Their shoulders brushed accidentally. Neither moved away. The silence stretched. Not heavy, not strained. Shared. Eventually, Evelyn stood. I should go. Luke nodded. I'm glad you stopped. She was too. That scared her. The email arrived the following week. Subject: Position inquiry, emergency medicine from Mercy General Hospital. Her stomach dropped as she read it. They wanted her back. Full-time. Better hours than before. A leadership track. Stability. Everything she had once prayed for. She closed her laptop and stared at the wall. Chicago meant control. Certainty, distance. Harmony meant closeness. Uncertainty. Feeling. At the clinic, she moved through the day on autopilot. Marcus noticed. You're quiet, he said. Just thinking, she replied. Dangerous habit, he said lightly. Then softer. You okay? Yes, she lied. That evening, she ran into Luke outside the diner. He smiled, easy and familiar. You look like you're carrying something heavy, he said. I am. Want help carrying it? She almost said yes. Almost. No, she said. I need to handle it myself. Luke didn't push. He never did. But disappointment flickered across his face before he smoothed it away. She walked home with the weight doubling in her chest, certain she'd chosen wrong. And equally certain she couldn't choose differently. The storm hit Saturday night. Thunder cracked across the hills, rain pounding the streets in sudden sheets. The power flickered, then went out entirely. Evelyn grabbed a flashlight and headed downstairs to check the clinic. Luke was already there, soaked, holding Noah's hand. Transformer blue, he said. Half the town's dark. Any injuries? Evelyn asked. Not yet. They worked together easily, checking on elderly neighbors, securing oxygen tanks, handing out flashlights and batteries. The rhythm felt natural, unspoken. Noah eventually fell asleep in a chair, exhaustion winning. Luke draped his jacket over him. Evelyn watched, something warm and aching unfurling in her chest. You're good with him, she said quietly. He's my favorite responsibility, Luke replied. Thunder rattled the windows, rain streaked down the glass. The world narrowed to the soft circle of flashlight light. the steady breathing of a sleeping child, the presence beside her. Luke turned toward her. Evelyn. The way he said her name, careful, waited, made her breath hitch. This is where I should stop, she said suddenly. He didn't argue. Okay. But he didn't step back. She closed the distance herself. The kiss was brief, soft, tentative, more question than declaration. A moment suspended between fear and longing. She pulled away first, heart racing. I can't. I'm not ready. I know, Luke said. I don't regret it, she added. Neither do I. Moments later, the power surged back on, light flooding the room. The spell broke. Evelyn stepped back, the line redrawn, but thinner now. Later that night, rain tapped gently against the apartment windows. Evelyn sat alone at the table. The Bible lay open, not because she'd planned it, but because she hadn't closed it earlier. She stared at the page without reading. I don't know what you want from me, she whispered, or if you want anything at all. Silence answered, but it wasn't empty. She thought of Luke's patience, of Noah's trust, of Caleb's slow, uneven healing, of the email waiting unanswered on her laptop. She folded her hands. Not quite in prayer, not quite not. If I stay, she said softly, I need help. I can't keep doing this alone. The words felt like a fracture and a release. There was no voice, no sudden clarity, but something eased, just enough. Outside, the storm passed, leaving the town washed clean and quiet. Evelyn closed her eyes and let the quiet remain. Not as an enemy, not as a demand, just as space.